In the earliest days of humankind, leadership was a matter of survival, chosen through battle and wisdom. Imagine a time when tribes, set against unpredictable elements and harsh wilderness, relied on the strength of a few to guide them through chaos. In those raw moments, leaders emerged out of necessity, their authority validated by courage and skill rather than birthright. As the sun rose over vast, rugged landscapes, tribes gathered around fires, deciding who among them could best navigate a dangerous world. When conflict erupted, strength and intellect were intertwined, and leadership was as fluid as the winds that swept the plains. These were times when a single act of valor or a sage decision could elevate a man from a humble wanderer to a revered chief. Simple yet profound, leadership began as a force of survival. From these early chapters of human existence, the advent of agriculture and settled communities changed the landscape of power. With the establishment of permanent homes and the cultivation of the land, the challenges grew complex. Managing resources, defending against encroaching threats, and nurturing communal bonds demanded more than a momentary show of strength. Tribal chiefs assumed roles that extended beyond the battlefield. Their counsel, hard-earned wisdom, and ability to foresee the needs of their people laid the groundwork for emerging societies. In ancient civilizations such as Mesopotamia and Egypt, the concept of leadership underwent a dramatic transformation. Here, the power of a leader was no longer solely. Rulers began to be regarded as divinely appointed, carrying not only the responsibilities of governance, but also the sacred duty to uphold cosmic order. Monumental structures soared against the horizon, testaments to a belief in divine kingship. Pharaohs and kings, draped in rituals and symbolism, became living bridges between the earthly and the divine. Their rule demanded reverence, a mix of awe and accountability that would echo through the ages. Yet power has always danced on a fine line between order and chaos. As empires expanded, the once fluid nature of leadership hardened into rigid hierarchies. The Persian emperors governed sprawling territories with structured laws and formidable armies. Authority inherited by lineage soon encountered a vehement challenge, the question of legitimacy through wisdom versus birthright. The tension escalated as communities began to ponder if command should come from divine right or rather be won by merit and responsibility. This conflict set the stage for a new era of thought. The city-states of ancient Greece stirred a revolution of ideas. In Athens, for instance, the seeds of democracy emerged. Here, leadership was reimagined as a shared responsibility. Citizens, though limited to a select few, engaged in spirited debate and collective decision-making. It was a starting point for a paradigm shift, a challenge to the age-old concept of rulers born into power. In Greece, voices rather than weapons started to dictate the course of governance. Democracy offered hope and a window into a world where fairness and intellectual rigor reigned. The story continued with the Roman Republic, where checks and balances attempted to guard against the specter of tyrannical rule. Senators and elected officials labored to diffuse power, ensuring that no single voice could dominate the chorus of governance. Yet, as Rome evolved from a republic to an empire, the remnants of chaos reappeared in the form of emperors, whose might often overshadowed their principal duties. The struggle between inherited power and earned authority became a recurring theme across cultures and epochs. In the deserts of Arabia and the realms of Islam, leadership took on yet another distinctive form. Consultation, fairness, and justice rose to prominence, as leaders were chosen based on merit rather than lineage. A spirit of integrity prevailed, emphasizing that true governance must earn its right through wisdom and accountability. Every era, from the first shepherd to the caliph, bears testimony to the timeless truth. Leadership is a journey, continuously refined by the trials of its own making. This journey reminds us that each chapter in history, from tribal fires to imperial courts, teaches us an enduring lesson. True leaders are those who command their minds and actions with wisdom, courage, and fairness. Reflect on these qualities and consider how they can shape the future of our societies.